Hello everyone, my name is Geisha Mutiara Sapitri, and today I want to share my opinion on a critical issue, smoking in our campus area. First, let's look at the facts. Smoking causes serious health problems, not only for the smoker but also for those nearby. The campus area is a place for learning and working, and we all deserve clean, fresh air. When people smoke near classroom, library, or public benches, they affect everyone else, especially those with respiratory issues. Our university officially has a clear rule. Smoking is only permitted in designated areas. However, some students and staff often ignore this rule. This lack of discipline shows a disrespect for others' health and for the institution's rules. We must strictly enforce the campus regulation to maintain order and protect non-smokers. In conclusion, smoking is non-decided area is a serious issue that affects our collective well-being. I believe the solution lies in awareness and cooperation. Let's work together so that our campus becomes a clean and healthy environment for every student and staff member. Thank you for your attention. Hello everyone, welcome to my presentation. I'm Gisha Mutiara Sapitri. I'm from class 91A. Today I will be presenting a fundamental and essential topic in English grammar, the simple present tense. What is simple present tense? The simple present tense is the best form of the verb primarily used to discuss action or sentence that happen habitually or are considered permanently true. The most important distinction is that this tense typically does not describe an action occurring at this precise moment in time. Function 1, habits and routines. The first and most common function is describing our habits and daily routines. Tasks show action regularly repeat over time. The examples here clearly show the rules. We use the past verb drink for the plural subject my parents, but we must add s to the verb practice because the subject my sister is singular. Function 2, general fact and truths. The second function covers general fact and universal truth. These are statements that are permanent and scientifically or generally accepted. For instance, the human body contains 206 bones. The second example, the Indonesian flag is red and white. Use the nominal form describing a permanent sentence. Function 3, fixed schedule. Finally, we use the simple present for fixed future events such as official timetable or schedule appointments. We use it because the time is regularly fixed by institution or planner, regardless of what happened today. For example, the film begins at 7 p.m. tonight. Verbal formula positive. The positive structure is subject plus the past form of the verb. The crucial rule is that when the subject is the third person singular, we must add s or es to the verb. Notice that the plural subject takes the past form, but the singular subject takes the verb plus s form. Verbal formula negative. To form the negative statement, we introduce the auxiliary verb do or does plus not. We use does not from he, she, it. Remember that because the tense is already is does. The main verb must always refer to its does form. Verbal formula interrogative. For the question form, we simply put the auxiliary verb do or does at the beginning of the sentence, followed by the subject and the past verb. The choice between do and does is always determined by looking at the subject. The S rule, we need to detail the S or ES rule. The simple rule is that the majority of verbs which do not end in special letters simply takes an S when the subject is singular. For example, walk becomes walks and say becomes says. The ES rule, we use ES when the verb end in specific letter O, X, C, H, S, H, Z, Z, or SS. This is done to make the word easier to pronounce. For instance, go becomes goes and wash becomes washes. This is rule majority for all singular subjects. Nominal sentence introduction. This type of sentence does not express an action. It must use a form of the verb to be because it functions as a linking verb necessary to stand the subject identity, status, or condition. Nominal sentence forms of to be. The simple present form of to be change based on the subject. We use am only for I. We use it for he, she, it, and singular noun. Finally, we use are for you, we, they, and all plural subjects. Nominal sentence positive. The positive nominal structure is subject plus the correct form of to be plus the complement. This complement can be a noun, an adjective, or a verb describing location. For example, they are at home, where at home describe their location. Nominal sentence negative. To form the negative statement in the nominal sentence, the rule is we simply insert not immediately after the to be verb. We often use contraction like isn't and aren't in spoken English. Nominal sentence interrogative. For the question form, we move the to be verb to the front of the sentence, followed by the subject and the complement. For example, is the assignment defaults? The structure confirms the sentence of condition of the subject. Full verbal example set display show a complete example set for the verbal structure. Full nominal example set. Here is the complete example for the nominal sentence. WH questions. We use two rules for WH questions. Use do or does for action verb and use am, is, are for sentence or condition. Do not mix them up. Common mistake. Let's review the most common error. First, always ensure you add s or es for third person singular. Second, never mix to be and do or does. Third, ensure you are always asking the best form of the verb. Contrast verbal versus nominal. This slide summarizes the key structural difference. The verbal sentence requires an action verb and use do or does for its structure. The nominal sentence use the to be verb and its structure entirely around is, am, or are to describe a stand. Practice exercise. In our final practice, please determine the correct tenses for each sentence. In summary, the simple present in the foundation for expressing facts, habits, and schedules. This stands in the grammatical core for my opinion speech in part 1. Thank you very much for your attention.